All right, bang, bang. Welcome to the Dave Portnoy Show with Eddie and Company, presented by Tradezero. We got another winner?
Tradezero, yeah, they're giving away just cash, Eddie. Cash. I can't tell this white shirt makes me look like titties. I don't know. Enter to win $5,000 at tradezero.us/Dave. Tweet using hashtag Stooley Stock Squad. Tag me, Stool Presidente. You can win $5,000. That's not chop and change. $5,000 is a shit ton of money. It is the broker I personally use for all my trading. They help me out whenever I need like stuff. Sometimes I can move money around, whatever. They're great customer service. I used E-Trade before. They were a disaster. Tradezero always has somebody there. Big news. They're going to give 5 listeners a chance to win free money, not just a few shares, a couple bucks. Again, $5,000 to 5 new customers who fund an account. To enter, sign up at tradezero.us/Dave. Then tweet using the hashtag Stooley Stock Squad. Tag Stool Presidente. Drum roll, please. Third winner, Andrew Dame, as in Notre Dame. Andrew Dame, $5,000. Bam. There you go. We will have additional winners announced in the weeks ahead. There's still time to enter. Got to deposit $2,500 to start an account. You can get $5,000. That's real money. Don't just trade zero.
Real money.
And again, they are very good customer service, and if you're trading, that's a huge thing.
Beautiful. Go use Tradezero. All right, we're going to start here. He's all over the fucking news. We can't not have him on our show. There he is.
David, how we doing?
Good. You're having quite a run. Nobody loves this run more than I do. I love it. You got, I love everything about it. It all started, you are, I don't want to like suck your dick too hard, but this is what we look for in Barstool. And Big Cat and I have talked about it. He's like, White Sox Dave, that first time I saw you chewing the gum, and the gum put that beat down on you. I was like, who is that guy? Like, there's something about him. And I remember Big Cat being like, yeah, that's White Sox Dave. Unintentionally the funniest guy, like, going. And I remember that gum video, and I make my snap decisions. I called Dan, like, we got to hire this guy. Like, who? Like, I just saw that video. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but we need him. He's like, yeah, but I don't know what he's going to do. He's not funny when he tries to.
That's absolutely false. I'm hilarious when I want to be.
I don't know. Things like
true.
yesterday.
Yes, it is,
yeah,
Ed.
It's not true.
I can be funny when I try to be.
Dave, I love you, but that's not true.
You're lying now, but continue.
So anyways, the authenticity of somebody who truly lives and dies for a team, throwing the dip cup. And I showed, like, I honestly was watching that video, and Sylvana doesn't know who you are. I'm like, look at this guy. When you threw the hat, I'm like, he is the prototypical, like, sports fan. His hair is thinning. He throws the hat. He's short, stocky, out of shape. He throws his dip cup, steps in it. And I love it because that's sports. That you are the definition of rooting for a team in there. And then, obviously, we got the Cusack thing, which, by the way, nobody's been more right on the side of an argument than you, even though – he's getting most of the credit for bodying you. People don't like Barstool or whatever. You're right. You can't. I've done enough research now on this, and it is a little different, I guess, than New York teams, but you can't. I mean, I read an article that Reinsdorf wouldn't give Cusack tickets.
Yes.
Like, he asked for tickets. He's like, fuck that guy. He's a Cubs guy.
That's exactly what pisses me off the most. One, that is absolutely true. Reinsdorf told him to, like, pound sand because he calls the front office, has his people, like his management team or whatever, and this is coming from both parties, the White Sox and the Cubs, like people inside both organizations, has his people demand premier seating to the biggest games. Like, I guess he demands to be sitting next to Eddie Vedder at Cubs games just so he could be seen with Eddie Vedder. Like, I don't give a shit who you root for. I don't even care that he roots for both teams. It's that he only pops up during the good times. Like, if he was coming to, like, Sox games back in 2018 when they were losing 3,000 games a year, or Cubs games in 2013 when they were losing 3,000 games a year, that's one thing. Like, fine, city pride. I still think that's lame, but I can live with that. It's only during the good times. It is only during the good times, and that drives me pretty crazy.
And I think it would drive most people crazy. Also, the guy, which I had no idea. I mean, I'm probably everybody my age, and I don't know how young it spans. It's almost impossible not to be like a Cusack movie fan.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's in so many great movies.
He is.
And like a central fucking character. I had no idea, and I'm not in Chicago. I mean, he's a lunatic. Like, he's a flat out. He's one of these guys who got his brains broken with politics and is off. And I mean, off the reservation. He also, I'm not gonna lie, he seems like a sort of intimidating guy.
Well, did you see that what was circulating? What Danny Trejo said?
No.
Danny
Trejo, the most intimidating looking guy of all time, the permanent bad guy in like Mexican cartels, right?
Yes, and I guess he's been like real jail. He said on a podcast.
He was in Folsom Prison in the Sacramento area, and then another one.
And
he's done lots of time.
Out of all the people he's worked with, he's most intimidated by Cusack because there's something behind those eyes.
Yeah, well, even he did look like Antifa when you went up to him.
I mean, the lighting was perfect. Then he had the bandana face mask thing going. Like,
so what, is he intimidating in person?
Well, everybody's roasting me because of my height. I know I'm short. I'm 5'7", but he's he's mush. Well, you weren't there. He's Mush's height, 6'3", 6'4". He's a tall dude. I did not expect that. But like, to your point about Cusack, like, I'm right on the edge of when he was like mega famous.
No, he's 6'1", I thought.
Yeah, I thought he's 6.
I mean,
but is he intimidating? There's some guys that are like, oh, like that's kind of like not a guy.
I don't know if I wasn't intimidated. I was just completely like shook that he instantaneously squared me up and started doing the finger dig in my chest.
Well, that's obvious. That he has that has been proven. The Billy Squires and Mike Squires, he knows people roast him, so he has that
ready to go
at his fingertips, ready to go. And then he's also like all his shit, like don't fight with adults. Like you get, I'm praise you, White Sox Dave. You're also the dumbest guy we got here. So like if we're sending up a guy in a verbal confrontation, you're literally last pick at recess.
That's
like there's everybody else on our roster, and I'm looking around like, okay, we're gonna get verbal. You're last. Like I don't like this, John Cusack. I don't know when he blocked me. My guess is before this because he's such a crazy progressive. If you even say Trump once out of your mouth, I think he wants to kill you based on his past. So the way people perceive me, I may have been preemptively blocked. I don't know when. But you can't talk shit like you don't want this smoke and then block everybody. That's bullshit. Like, I'd like to debate this guy. He picked on you. You're the dumbest guy we got. No, big deal. You can beat White Sox Dave in a fucking argument. What does that prove?
But I know my strengths and weaknesses better than anybody, better than you especially, and I know when I should speak and I know when I should not speak. When it comes to White Sox baseball, I'll go toe-to-toe with anybody. It's just that, like you said, he had Mike Squires, who, ironically enough, he was wrong about. Mike Squires started 27 games that year. He played in a bunch more because he was a glove-first defensive replacement, but he started 20. He wasn't even right when he said that.
You were at an extreme disadvantage because he purposely – you almost needed that. Like, now he can't pup that on somebody. He probably is going to have other guys.
Right.
But if you needed that info almost beforehand because that's his go-to, and if you almost come back on it – the major question, in which I don't have the answer to, is when was the last time he was to a White Sox game?
Who knows?
Who knows?
And like I don't know, maybe he's not photographed at regular season games. I don't like that. That
could to give him the benefit of the doubt. That could be the case, but I feel like he's a recognizable dude. Like borderline A-list or even A-list in the 80s and 90s. Like he was mega famous for a hot minute, and if he's popping his head in at Sox games, he's gonna be noticed. I don't recall one single regular season White Sox game over the course of the last 5 years when they were losing 1,000 games a season that he was at. And I could be wrong. He might have been there. He might have gone to a few games. I don't know. But it's just like, first White Sox home playoff game with fans in 13 years. I'm going to be there front and center. I'm going to give all the articles saying I'm a big White Sox fan. I love this team. I love Mike Squires. It's like, fuck off, man. You were doing this with Eddie Vedder 5-6 years ago with the Cubs.
And every team kind of does it. I used to roast like celebrity fans, and now people can say because I certainly the Red Sox now, for example. When I was doing Barstool and lived in Boston, I literally watched every single game. Mm-hmm. Like every game, I had drink water like post, and I had a Jenny Dell post and a Heidi Watney. I watched 162 games. I sat down with my phone, watched every one. I've probably watched 10 games this year before the playoffs. Now I'm watching and rooting, but it changes. Cabras is still there, but I would be like the Aflac, the fucking all that. That's just the nature, and that was when you were rooting. I never doubt like Aflac. I do. Like, even still, I saw someone ask Aflac, did you root for Brady or the Patriots? He's like, I can't answer that. Like, to me, then you're not a Patriot fan. So normal fans go through that shit, never mind the double. I'm looking at this right now. Did you guys see this? Can you see this on the screen?
No.
I guess we reached out for Cusack to be on this show.
Yeah.
You saw the answer?
No, I have not seen the answer.
So I'll read it right now. This is, who sent this? You, Kareem?
Yeah. Well, Liz. So basically his
Liz?
DMs were off, and the only Barstool person.
Liz who?
Gonzalez.
Oh.
The only Barstool person he followed was Liz, and his DMs were off, so we asked
He follows Liz?
Yeah. They don't know each other, though.
One.
He just said, like, randomly.
Okay, so Liz reaches out on our behalf. Hey, John, I saw the White Sox confrontation. It would be interesting to come on the Dave Portnoy podcast, setting the record straight. It's the show of the boss of the guy who confronted you. They wanted to have you explain your side of it and how your fandom came up. Nothing serious at all. Should be really funny. They record between 11 a.m. 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. His response: no, fuck those piece of shit punks. Some drunk, coked-up, shit-brained, 24-year-old breathing on me, sweating and talking shit with gotcha cameras ready, wanted to insult me with no knowledge of who he was talking to. Well, clearly he did. Rude, handsy. He's lucky he didn't get worse. Fuck him in any site that plays like that. You know what's weird? The video, wasn't he, like, sort of civil in the video? You guys, like, dapped it up?
I think that was his mode of just getting Dave the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that was his, like, I'm done with this fucking kid.
Agree to disagree. See you later.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving.
I don't want to say it was
tweets
civil,
about it for,
but
like,
it wasn't
6 hours.
uncivil.
What'd you say?
But then he tweets about nonstop and the shirts we got up, the foul little boy, all that shit.
So
I don't
funny.
know. It's just a guy like this, and I jump off into different areas because I love it. I think the whole thing's fucking hilarious and, like, great for everybody. I love people like, oh, Dave got bodied. This is great for Barstool. We're selling shit. We're in the news. I love it.
I don't understand, like, where we are right now where everyone is saying he got bodied. It's like, what, because he named an old player? Like, that was bodied?
A
That's
backup
crazy.
first baseman who retired. He had 6 career home runs. 6 career home runs, and he retired well before I was even born.
Facts. I don't think people are looking at what it says. Like, he talks so much, he calls you, like, a sweaty little punk and all that, which we love. That's what people don't get about Barstool. Like, the more insults you throw at our own people, like, the more giddy we get. We like it. But it's weird because this isn't – it morphed, and we run into this a lot. And it – I don't like getting deep, but Dave is talking about your fandom. Being a White Sox and a Cubs fan. That's the beginning, middle, and end of what we're talking. He's not saying the guy's an asshole. He's just saying you're a fucking Pink Hat fan. You root for both teams. It's bullshit. He, and a lot of people do this, turns it into, like, what do you say about me? That I spread, like,
misinformation and,
right-wing, like, propaganda and the sounding board for the OAN. It's like, what – he just said you root for the White Sox and the Cubs, and you're going bananas.
That's it. That's all it boils down to. So someone sent me back in 2017, the Chicago Tribune ran an entire front page article. I can send it, saying it's time for John Cusack to pick a side. And like I said, I don't care if he even doesn't pick a side. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is he only picks a side when they're good. And like I told him at the end of the video, I'm like, dude, part of being a fan is being miserable because that makes the
100%.
winning all that much better when they do start to win again. You know, that it's the lifeblood of being a fan. I think that's
but I guess what I'm saying with him, it's like I think most of, and I could be wrong, his anger, clearly he knows that's something, it gets under his skin, but his anger, and this happens so much with me and a lot of Barstool, I don't think he kept his anger on this debate. He started viewing us as, like, you know, the sons of Hitler or whatever it was. It went from just like a sports thing, which really you should be able to bust balls.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Well, it turned into like a thing where it's like, dude, just let the guy enjoy the game. Why do you got to start shit when people are getting ready to go into a playoff game 5 minutes before? So, And I guess I see that angle, but
sure.
you didn't do it to be like, oh, I'm going to ruin
But that's
this guy's
not what he was
day.
talking
No.
about after, Eddie.
What'd you
That's
say?
not like a lot of his tweets weren't just that. They were going into like a political fucking.
Yeah.
There's two.
But Dave, here's the thing. Like when I walked up to him, because there's all the ban lists. Like you were going down the list yesterday, like
It's
Wheel
hilarious.
of Fortune, and yeah, it's all in jest. I saw him. I was walking
Well-
up, and there's videos of him being confronted about the ban list that have gone back years now, and I've tweeted them out. And he's always laughed it off. I swear to Christ. And this is the God's honest truth, that when I went up to him, I thought I was going to get a laugh out of him. I thought he was going to dab it up and say, go Sox, let's get a W tonight. And that was going to be it. He got super confrontational, and that's why I kind of froze up a second because I did not
Yeah, that's
expect
what-
it.
yeah,
and
that's
it
what you're not- you're not
I
on your
wasn't
feet.
trying to be a dick. I was just saying hey man, I was trying to fuck around with him. I swear to God that was it.
To be fair, though, to White Sox Dave here, Dave, you say he's our worst argument if you say he's their dumbest guy. He's also one of probably the top of the list people here who would have actually done the confrontation in the first place.
Very few.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean,
I didn't even know the
I
camera was
obviously-
going. I didn't even know the camera was going.
who are Kirk? Kirk would do
Oh,
it.
Kirk,
in a heartbeat.
100%, yeah.
He was doing it just on my behalf when he
Yeah.
wasn't even here. I'd clearly do it. Who else? And by the way, there is a fine line of doing it without coming across as a total dick. You didn't because of the way, at least in my opinion. And again, I think most real White Sox fans are probably on your side. So I don't know. The whole
It's the
thing was
loud
nuts.
minority that's coming at me saying, fuck this guy. He doesn't represent. And I'm not saying I do. I'm not the face of White Sox fan. I'm not saying that. But I got a
Who
billion
is?
deal. I'm sorry?
Who is? I actually, and again, this is from a third party being in the East Coast, but who else do I know?
I mean,
as a, White Sox
as a fan, I would say I definitely have the largest following, but I don't want to ever claim I'm not a bigger White Sox fan than any other.
No, I don't mean that, but the face. To me, Carabas is the biggest well-known Red Sox fan, and that's something that we have a bunch of them.
I mean,
Frankie's
you got Obama.
Islanders.
Kinda.
Yeah, but he's on
Yeah.
your ban list.
I know.
And by the way, I say that you get those fan things by doing what you do. Since I've known you, every single White Sox game, that's all you care about. I think the White Sox, for me, from the outside, again, it's like the South Side. It's the less glamorous part of the Chicago. It's the less glamorous team. How could you ever root for both teams? The Cubs are everything that.
You can't. You can't. And even
So that's it.
95% of Cubs fans would say that.
Are you going today?
No, we're streaming from the office today. It's
I would
shit
be
weather.
curious to see the reaction. It is shit weather?
Yeah. Got rained out yesterday. Shit weather today. But they're going to play
Either
today.
way, it was great publicity. It was very funny. The whole thing. I don't know.
But
loved
I
it.
just want people to know, him throwing Mike Squire's name out there, that is not in – people are saying, oh, this guy, his name's White Sox, and he doesn't know the history of the team. It's dude, that is the most random fucking name you can pull out of your ass. He, like you said, he had
But
to
you
have
have
just
to.
been
That only
waiting.
thing, Dave. The only thing is somebody who has a lot of enemies. When I was going through my Goodell hunt, where I was camping out in front of restaurants trying to get it, I was literally, that's all I studied. I studied them up and
course.
down.
And
I had no idea.
hey,
I
I
was
knew
going to
every ounce of information about it. There's nothing Goodell could say, run, do. For Cusack, and obviously I learned a lot about him. I would just have in the back, do you hate me because I'm Jewish? That's like a tomahawk he can't come back from because that's out there. I didn't know that about him till he I think legit hates Jews.
A lot of posts suggest that, but I mean,
What do you mean, Eddie? Did you do any research on him?
I mean, I saw his Wikipedia blurb. People were saying
Eddie, there was a cartoon saying that Jews were crushing people, and it's from some fucking Nazi right wing group. He retweeted it and said, "Follow the money." That can't be an accident.
he said it was all bots and his
Yeah,
account
but
got
someone
hacked.
asked,
Yeah.
how did you add follow the money to it? Which he first he said no, then he's it was a bot, then he deleted it, then he apologized. I mean, that's something I'm not. Listen, plenty.
It wasn't just one post either. There was a handful.
the thing is, too, you say about
have
Mike
it in your back
Squires-
pocket.
Yeah, he said Mike Squires in June, so you should have been prepared. For that.
I wish I would have, but here, I
I know,
didn't have any,
I know.
it was such a, So our social media guy, we're in line, and the only reason that once I'll use air quote argument started is because we're waiting in line. The line to get in the stadium is like 30 minutes long, and we were just about to get in. And Danny, our social media guy, goes and hits me. He's like, "There's Cusack." So I left the line to go say what's up to him. What's up? And the only reason I backed away from him that easy, because I would have kept going. Once he started dropping white, I'm like, okay, you want to do this? Mush and them are already like 30 or 40 feet ahead of me, and I was losing my place in line, and I wasn't about to miss first pitch or anything, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm out of here. That's why I like backed away so easy.
Who else do you think would be a confrontation guy here? I think Carl would.
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. Chief, yes.
I don't know Chief well enough.
Chief would he'd be more polished about it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he had a big showdown with Stan, so
yeah,
that's like his biggest.
I mean, ambush media is a tough thing. The person doing the ambushing a lot of times looks like an asshole, so you got to be really.
I did look like an asshole. I'm not saying I looked
close.
like a dumb, like, oh fuck, like I looked like an actual dickhead.
And people don't know the background of Cusack, so it's like he's a lovable guy. Like most people, again. Before this, you say John Cusack. Oh, I love that guy.
Someone DM'd me saying that he ran into Cusack when he was 14 years old at a restaurant in Chicago, and he walked up to him and said, "I love you" in such and such movie. And Cusack looked at him as a child and goes, "Fuck yourself," and just kept eating.
I mean,
which is kind of funny. Don't make me like the guy.
Cusack is a legit crazy person. That's obvious. But his image is, to me, before finding out all about this, I would have been a fan. So it's hard to go up to somebody who's like popular with gotcha media and not come across as an ass. Like the people like Goodell, I don't have to worry about it. Nobody likes fucking Goodell. People want to get gotcha, but people like Cusack, far more difficult.
What do you think about half of the office over there? So young, nobody knew who he was. It was
my brother didn't know who he was.
Really?
He's like, "Who's this John Cusack?" I'm like, "You don't know who fucking John Cusack is?"
I mean, I want my $2. I mean, a million different things. That shirt that I think we're also, I don't know if it's on sale yet, he's holding.
Yeah, they are.
That's funny, too. A lot of funny stuff. Very Barstool getting the fight, turning into publicity. It's all over the place. And, I mean, again, I think really the people who don't like us, they act like they don't who we are, but it's a reason for them to say we're terrible. And then the Barstool people who get us and understand the joke love it. I loved it. I thought it was
That's
great.
all it was in the end. It was like the whole ban list is a running joke. A lot of the people on there, like real life friends of mine. And the rest are just
I've been aware of the ban list forever. I've been following the ban list. That's why also a very Barstool thing. It's like we're just going to put those sweatshirts up with no other. It's like, how are we not putting the ban list and everything? Whatever. This won't be out before that, but it's a great sweatshirt. I'll probably bet the White Sox just to get it.
But you can't
Do you
wear
like them today, by the way? This will be after, but do you like them?
McCullers absolutely dominates them. I'm gonna bet him anyways, just because I'm captain of the Titanic.
It's weird because McCullers pitched game one, and you told me to take him. I talked to Chuck.
No,
like,
I didn't. I said to bet the under that game, and it hit by the skin of its teeth. That's what I told you to bet. I said I like the White Sox, but if you're asking me, I'm always gonna say that. I said what I would bet for you is the under. You can check.
Chuck told me that McCullers shoved, so I took the Astros and the under.
Bred in a lab to combat the White Sox style of offense. So he scares me, but they're at home. I'm going to bet him. I'm going down with the sinking ship. If they go down, I'll lose all my money.
We'll see if my deal with the devil continues, because if it does,
unbelievable.
I didn't even think of that.
Unbelievable.
The ALCS would be Red Sox, White Sox.
If that's the case,
It'll
you
be
better
quite
come
the
ready.
show.
You better come ready, because I will be in your fucking grill for that entire week.
Yeah. Well, it'll be quite the show. Obviously, the big contingencies on both sides. So that we'll see if the deal with the devil is still going. I think the Red Sox are going to win the World Series. I did not think they get past Tampa. I had almost no hope for it. Well, they lost game one when it was 5-2 after the first. It's like, this thing's done. Now I think they're a team of destiny.
Unreal.
We'll see.
I'm stunned that they beat Tampa too.
Everybody on the planet is. Everybody is.
I mean, they could not beat them for the life of them during the regular season. I mean, they were just getting wiped out every single time, but they're mashing now. And I'll tell you what, Evaldi would be the first guy I'd want to pitch for me in the playoffs.
In any big game. He's nails.
He's just,
nails.
Typical big hoss postseason, throwing like 99 on the black.
Grunting when he throws. Yeah.
Wow.
So Well, good luck. I hope it is White Sox, Red Sox.
I hope it is too. I think that would be great for the company. You and Jared would have to come ready, guns blazing, because I would be ready.
I've been through a couple of these dances.
But
and you're coming here
not
too.
against me. Not against me. You haven't. Yeah,
I don't know. It's strange because I actually saw it would be in Chicago. It would start right.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would be home, so I wouldn't be able to go Friday, Saturday. We're traveling. That's game 1 and game 2, but Jared could.
Already trying to get out of it.
I worked 17 days a week. We're going to be in Knoxville. I can't get out of that college football game day show. So that's the world I live in, putting money in everybody's bank account.
You could charter your little jet.
That's a quick hop, skip, and a jump from Knoxville.
How far is Chicago from Knoxville?
It's like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
So what is that, hour flight?
That's Nashville. I don't know Knoxville.
Yeah, it's
Knoxville, not too much farther.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Well, we got Paddy the Baddy coming up here. Is he on?
No.
Good job,
right, Dave.
White Sox Dave. I very, very good content.
I appreciate it. Hope there's plenty more to come.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I also love how White Sox Dave just permanently has like the Hulk Hogan beard at all times.
I feel like it'd be bad juju if I shaved it.
Yeah.
I was going to
You gotta
today because
keep
it's in the
But I feel like if you shaved that, it would be back by like 5 o'clock tonight.
Nah, realistically, what's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Be back by Saturday. So a few days.
Okay. Thank you, Dave.
I'll catch you guys soon.
Savor that good job. This guy doesn't give them out too often.
That doesn't happen.
I love that. That's great content. Hilarious stuff. I was following it the entire time. The news headlines. What, did you just kiss the camera? I mean, Eddie, you know what funny is. That's very funny stuff.
Totally. And like I've been saying the whole time, it had nothing to do with the camera, it had nothing to do with clout. If he sees John Cusack in a dark alley,
100%.
that same thing is going down.
100%. 100%.
That's all there is.
White
to
Sox
it.
Dave does not. That's not how he works.
Yes. Totally. I agree. I thought it was awesome. Dave, Roman swipes.
Yeah, dick hard business. They're clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, fast acting, don't require a prescription. They ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging. Each swipes packet small enough to hide in your wallet for whatever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry. You're good to go. Go to GetRoman.com/Dave. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/Dave.
Boom. All right. Is Paddy here yet?
Just entered the waiting room. You guys want to bring him in?
So do you have stuff for this? We're still live, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give the background. Paddy the Baddy, we have signed to an exclusive deal with Barstool. And when I say exclusive, can't do anything else with other gambling companies or companies similar to us. And when we do deals, I don't even know how to frame them because in some work, some don't. I don't be like, you have to do this many tweets or you have to, talk about this much. It's like, I want you to feel like you're part of us. Organic, when you want to mention it, us saying we'll follow your fight career. We've never really done a deal like this. But I saw Paddy, I don't know, a month ago after his UFC debut, and I was riveted. I was absolutely riveted. He fought. It was a 1-round fight. He got caught with a clean, left, right. And then he knocks the guy out. His post-fight interview, he's like, you can't knock out a scosser, which is something he says a lot. And I just went down the rabbit hole following this guy. And he calls after the fight. They say, you want to call out anybody? He says, no. He wants to call out Instagram lizards. Do we have the video?
The Baddy Pimblett. Paddy.
What did I tell you, Mike? Me and you will be having this conversation after the first round finish. And what happened?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. You almost got knocked out. You got caught with a beautiful left hook.
You know me saying, lad, I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out. Hey, I take that shit all day.
He's dancing. He's strutting.
How do you like me now?
Then after the fight, I see him get interviewed. They're like, hey, who do you want to call out next, Paddy the Baddy? Paddy the Baddy calls out Instagram for deleting his account. He's like, give me my account back, you lizards.
So who would the man like to challenge then next?
Anyone who wants it. I'm not really calling anyone out. The only thing I want to call out the company, Instagram. Give me my account back, you lizards.
So I went down the rabbit hole, and I'm watching the videos. He's calling. They ask him who he wants to call out as a fighter. He doesn't call anybody. He calls out Instagram, calls them a bunch of lizards. And then I'm watching, everything from when he was young and like fighting and the struts and the haircut. And there's just something about him where it's like, I couldn't take my eyes off him. I saw Dana White is talking about him, being like, if you didn't know before, now you know. And to me, it's hard to describe when my brain gets going. It's like, all right, we need this guy. For us on the gambling side, maybe not the most natural fit since he's not even in the United States and we're only in like 8 states. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to reach out to Paddy the Baddy. I'm going to see what the fuck his deal is. And that's how it started. Just sent him a simple DM. I'm like, I'm a huge fan. Granted, it was a fan for like 48 hours, but a huge fan. And he connected me with his manager. Off we went with like 2 to 3 weeks negotiation. His manager putting the needles to me like, we got to know quick. We got to know. It's like, listen, when I say I'm interested in doing something, I want to do it. So fast forward, we get the deal done. It's a pretty big deal, 7-figure deal, 2-year deal. Paddy the Baddy, rep in Barstool. This is the first time. No, I've talked to him once, but not a lot. It was pretty much through his manager. And we just signed him, so we want him on the podcast, and here he is, straight out of Liverpool, I think, or England. And I'm confused on that shit, too.
I don't get it.
I don't even know if we're going to be able to understand him either. There he is.
I'm going to have to move. Me dog's sitting next to me with his toy, and he's squeaking the head out of it. He's doing me head in.
Can you
move into a different room?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
What time is it there?
4:37.
Okay,
so just pedaled home from the gym, then on my bike.
So we got you had a good time. So welcome. So this is my podcast. We've talked once, Paddy?
Yeah, once similar to this over the phone.
Yeah. So welcome. We got everything done. Deal's done. Let's be honest. You had no fucking clue who we were before we went down this process. Like you didn't know what Barstool Sports was, right?
No, it's as you say, it's huge in the US, absolutely massive. But the UK market needs expanding, and that's what I'm here to do.
So, have you caught up now that we got we did a deal? We don't do this, by the way. Like most, I feel like people in the US, if we approach, they'd be like, "Fuck yeah, we're super interested." You, different country, everything. How's the reaction been? Have you got a lot? Have you caught up to speed? Have you been surprised, or is it what you expected?
Well, it has. It's went wild. My social media's went bananas. All me American fans are absolutely over the moon with this, and then even a lot of UK people are saying the same thing. To be honest, a lot of UK people, more UK people than I thought, do know what Barstools is.
Has Dana White said so? I know Dana. He's like a fan of Barstool. Has he mentioned anything? I was curious whether he was gonna be like, "Whoa, you guys are getting in the UFC game."
Well, to be honest, I haven't got Dana's number or anything like that yet. We're not that tight, but we will be real soon.
Do you want me to put you on a group text? Be like, what are we doing next here? Like, Dana, we just signed Paddy. We need to put him in the spotlight, ASAP.
Yeah, let him know.
And now the first thing we set up, which in my mind is this is going to be brilliant. So the actual reason you got kicked off Instagram, am I right? Because you were talking too much shit about Liverpool?
Well, yeah. What it was someone is a Manchester City fan. And if you might not know about English football, Manchester City 15 years ago were terrible. There was a very bad side, and then a billionaire come in and bought them. And since then, they've got loads of glory under the fans who supported other teams but have jumped on them. And I had a back and forth with a Man City fan who said he started supporting them 10 years ago. And then I put him on my story, and my Instagram got took down over it.
How long were you down for?
3.5, 4 weeks, something like that. And then I had to I had a podcast account. I had to just change that to my new account.
So when you called out Instagram after your last fight, was that spur of the moment, or is that planned?
A bit of both, because it just come to me head when I called them lizards, that just come to me head. But I did say beforehand I'm gonna have to mention Instagram, but the only thing I'm bothered about on that account now was all my memories, because I had 1,600 posts or something like that, and I won't have half of them pictures ever again. So I still want to speak to them to get that back, but they don't even get back to you.
I wonder how big you have to be to get back to like we have a guy, but I run the same thing. I'm like shadow ban. You never know. I feel like Instagram's so big they don't care about anybody. I don't even know how big if like there's one human they care about. I don't know. So anyways, I got sidetracked. Obviously, you're a huge Liverpool fan. We have Troops, who is the biggest Arsenal fan or one of them on the planet. So we've set up this thing. November 20th, Arsenal plays Liverpool. You're going to be here at our office watching the game with Troops on a live stream. We'll get everybody involved. That will be must-watch stuff. And I don't even like soccer, but I already like watching Troops watch it, and his team sucks. So this will be like they set up the whole photo shoot. All that. You knew who Troops was before this, right?
Yeah, I knew who Troops was. I've seen him plenty of times on videos going wild over an Arsenal result.
Have you ever gotten into a fight at a Liverpool game? Like, is that how the fight game happened for you?
No. I've never had a fight at the match, to be honest. I've come close a few times. Like last 2 seasons ago, a few Chelsea fans come running at us, but never done nothing. And other than that, that's the closest I've ever come to a fight. It doesn't really happen nowadays. There's too many police about.
Do people know, like, with the soccer, with that, one of the things that kind of captivated me watching you was your look. Like, you don't, even sitting right now, if someone looked at us and be like, which one of you guys is the UFC fighter, I don't think anyone would have any clue. You're like flipping a coin here. You have a very distinct look, very distinct way you carry yourself, electric on the microphone, which for us, it's all about showmanship. So part of what we did, I feel like, is bet on you for the future. Like, I think if people looked at what we did with you guys right now, a lot of people, they'd be like, oh, they overpaid for him right now. But if he keeps winning, it's going to be like the cheapest deal of all time because the persona and all it. How much did you blow up after that UFC debut?
It did. It all blew up. But if you go back and look at some of my podcasts or interviews or anything I've done in the past, I say on them, I know what's going to happen when I sign with the UFC. I always knew this was coming. I'd have one fight, one interview, and everyone would know who the baddie was. And that's what happened. So for me, this isn't like a surprise. I saw this coming. I knew this was happening. This is just the start. Like, I've had one fight, and everyone knows who I am. Wait till I've had 4, 5, 6 fights, and as you said, I'm going to be one of the most well-known athletes in the world, if not the most well-known.
Have you gotten any blowback, which I know this can happen in any sport, really? And I'm not saying it's the biggest contract of all time, but we gave you a 7-figure deal, which is a lot of money, after one fight in the UFC. There's guys, I probably had 20 different fighters reach out and be like, hey, we're looking for like sponsorship or things like that. It's like, we're doing one. We've already hitched ourselves to Paddy. That's all we want. Have you gotten any blowback in the sense you already just did this deal after one fight and people are like fighting a long time without a deal like this?
Well, I haven't went through my message requests, to be honest, because my message requests lately are just I have just too many to respond to. But even after me win, to be honest, Dave, I had a blowback. Like, where my followers just shot up and up and up straight away. Other fighters started making pictures of like themselves with my hair put on their body and stuff like that. All people started talking about me, saying, oh, how's he getting so many followers and stuff? And it's just me. I'm just being myself. All these other fighters are boring, lad. They're either boring or fake. And when someone real comes along, lad, everyone loves it, and yours truly has arrived.
What do you think about what Sean O'Malley said? I saw he's coming at your weight, dropped a couple F-bombs on you.
Why? What did he say?
He said he looks fat as shit or something like that. He's coming at you, dropped a couple.
What's wrong with being fat, lad?
I agree.
Who's he trying to fat shame?
Is he?
Cheeky bastard.
Are you guys same weight class?
No, he's well smaller than me, Dave. He's like he fights 20 pounds below me.
Got it. Because he's also kind of a colorful guy.
It's not even like it's close. He keeps putting my name in his mouth because he knows I'm the new big thing, and I'm about to push him to the wayside, and he's like, "Shit, what's happening here?"
Well, that is the fight game, though. It's who, like, you don't know who you're fighting next. We put that out. Do you have any idea when you will know when your next fight is? I saw, who's the guy? There was a guy who just called you out recently, and you clap back, and not clap back at him, but you're like, yeah.
I'm hoping it will be Jared. Jared Gordon, his name is. I'm hoping it will be him. I think the UFC is probably going to come back to London in the early new year, so I think you'll see me blow the roof off an arena in the UK when I beat Jared Gordon in a round.
How there's an old Teddy Atlas, who's like an all-time fight guy. I don't know if you know that. He's a big like boxing commentator. He used to be Mike Tyson's trainer back in the day. Well, he has a famous quote, like, it's hard to do wake up at 5 a.m. and do road work when you're wearing silk pajamas. Is there any element with now this and you're getting other endorsements, keeping the head? Obviously, we need it because we're betting on you being fucking, the next big thing. If you get knocked out in the next fight, I may hate your guts.
Unless you've got money on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, unless we do something on the other side. But yeah, how do you maintain that? How do you maintain, because you're getting your financial success now is ahead of where you are actually in winning fights. How do you balance that?
Well, to be honest, a couple of years ago, I won a belt when I was 21. I let it all go to my head. Thought it was better than it was. At the time, I was getting paid handsomely by Cage Warriors, who were always good to me. So at the time, I let my head fall off. Thought it was better than it was. Started hanging around with stupid people who were just Klingons. And because that happened to me 5.5, 6 years ago now, it'll never happen again. You know what I mean? That won't ever happen to me. I know what my goal is now, and I know what my destiny is, and that's what I'm coming to do.
I can't wait to watch it. I really can't. I don't care where you fight. If it's on the moon, I'll be there. If it's London, United States, I'd love it to be in the United States. And I will say the reaction we got, I asked you about it on your end, was universally positive. Almost, I was getting more credit than him, but the people like Dave's a genius. Like, because it was so out of left field, and people who knew Paddy was like, oh my God, the fit is so perfect with Barstool and Paddy. They're just going to play off of each other. And before you came on, your Graham, who I did the deal with, we're so unique because I'm like, well, we need this many posts or this. I want you to feel like you're part of our family and vice versa. So just talk about it organically. We're going to have your back. We want you to be the next big, and people are going to ask, like, what do you mean by big star? I'm talking like Conor McGregor type star. Like, that is.
I'm going to be bigger than him.
Go. Listen,
I'm going to be bigger than him.
I'll take a little below.
Because, like, you look at Conor. Conor looks like a fighter. You know what I mean? I don't look like a fighter. I haven't got a single tattoo. I haven't got a shaved head. I haven't got anything crazy like that. I just look like the kid out at Mbop, who's handsome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I look like the kid out. I look like a young Owen Wilson lad or a young Owen Hart. Don't look like I should be punching people's heads in, but it happens. That's where that comes from. People want to see me fight because some people want to see me get knocked out, and some people want to see me knock people out.
And I mean, again, for those when I saw you the first time, I went back. You've been fighting forever, so it's not. That was a big part of when I was just doing the research. Like, all right, where'd this guy come from? And you've been fighting. How'd you get involved in it? Like, what? How'd you?
I watched the fight. Literally, one of the lads who's from Liverpool in my youth club, he showed me a fight. It was Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida. If anyone's never watched it, go and watch it. They just absolutely battered each other for 3 rounds, throwing uppercuts and hooks. And I watched that and was like, I need to start doing this.
How old were you? How old were you when that fight happened?
15, or it was 14 at the time. And then when I started training, I was 15. Started fighting when I was 16, went pro at 17. And then the only other times where I've had like periods of time off where I haven't fought is I've been injured. Other than that, I'm always active in the gym all the time.
Did you get in fights like as a kid? Like that to me, it's like the UFC when you say the traditional, the tattoos and the fighters, and like Conor's a fucking hothead and ready to like fight MGK at the drop of a hat and just always like ready to fucking confrontation. Was that you or no?
No, to be honest, I wasn't a very big kid. You know what I mean? I was quite small. I had a growth spurt a few years ago and got a bit bigger. When I first started my career, I was fighting at 135. And at the time, if there was enough people around that weight, I probably would have been able to make 125. But I fought at 135, 145, 155. I've literally grew up in this sport. Grew up through Cage Warriors. Was fighting for Cage Warriors for about 7 years, something like that, 8 years, and I grew up there. I literally become a man on the Cage Warriors roster, and that's what's put me in good stead for my UFC run now. A lot of people said to me, "Oh, was you nervous? Was you nervous going into my UFC debut?" And I wasn't nervous at all. And everyone was like, "You put so much pressure on yourself." No, I haven't. That's just me. I'm going to be talking like that in every single fight. It's what I do. And I'll just keep winning. And people are going to be shocked and stuff like that because I don't look like a fighter. People are going to be like, "Oh, this kid's going to get his head panned in." And then I turn up and I either snap your jaw for you or snap your arm.
Who is, which I love, who is the girl you train with? That was the only other one for a minute. I'm like, maybe we should sign this girl too. The meatball, right?
Yeah, meatball Molly. She's like my big sister, lad. She's hilarious, you know.
Yeah, she's. If you haven't looked up,
you'd love to have a baby with her, Dave. She's hilarious.
Look up Meatball Molly if you haven't. She was there at the fight, and the two of them together are putting on a crew. But I'm excited. I mean, there's nothing like the fight game. There's nothing. Now we literally have skin in the game with Paddy because we need him to keep winning and his star to keep growing. And as I said to Graham and Paddy, we're not looking at this as like it's a 2-year deal. I'm looking at this like a career deal. Like we want to be with him, and when people think of Paddy, think of Barstool and vice versa. So I'm super excited. Can't wait to meet in person. The Liverpool-Arsenal game is going to be an electric factory. By the way, doesn't John Henry own Liverpool?
Yeah, John W. Henry owns Liverpool.
You hate him, right?
Well, he needs to spend more money. You know what I mean? He's got the dough there to spend, but he won't spend it, and the Reds need it.
So I'm from Boston originally. So he owns he owns the Red Sox, and I hated him when he bought the Red Sox. Like I had a nickname, Dr. Creepy, for him. I thought he was a bandwagon guy. He wasn't from the Red Sox area. But they've done very well under his regime. So now, I'm okay. But I've followed John Henry forever.
Yeah, we're the same, to be honest. We had terrible. Like, we didn't have any success for years. We never won a league title for 30 years. And then, obviously, John W. Henry's took over the club and FSG. And they've took over and done great from where we was at the time. But now we need more investments. And they don't spend unless it's out of profits, do they? So we need a new owner. Some crazy sheikh who's got 300 billion in the bank.
Got it, yeah. Because soccer is super expensive. So like I said, I don't want to keep up too much, but I am super excited about this. Can't wait to finally get you here in New York, introduce you to everybody, and watch you fight. You're not coming. I know there was rumors. You're not coming to the MSG fights, right? The ones I know Graham was mentioning it, possibly.
I have no clue. If there's a ticket for me there, you never know. I'll go because it's November 6th, is it, or is it November 11th?
I think there's the
12th. It's early November, like that.
Yeah, I think it was. I actually looked today. There's the 6th. Yeah, there's one on the 30th, one the 6th. Ours the 20th. Eddie, you got any last questions for him?
Yeah, I got to know what a Scouser is. I got to know.
Oh, yeah.
A Scouser? A Scouser is just someone from Liverpool, where I'm from.
How long have you been saying that for? Because you've said it multiple times.
Well, I think the first time I said I'm a Scouser, I don't get knocked out, was in 2016. So when I got hit with a big shot in a fight, and I just said that after it. But the term Scouser has been going around for years and years, to be honest. That's been going around for years.
I think I saw something where it's like, you better not say that if you're not from Liverpool, right?
No, it's people try and say it to us as like an insult. But we just laugh it off because we call ourselves a Scouser. So it doesn't bother us at all.
Got it. All right. Well, yeah. I listen. If you haven't heard of him by now, then you haven't been paying attention to us or UFC at all. So we're super psyched to start this relationship. We're gonna see you soon. Paddy the Baddy. We gotta get some merch up. We gotta do that too. So Paddy the Baddy, welcome to the family, and thanks for joining. Thank
you very much. I am so happy to be a part of the family, and I can't wait to get over to New York, lad. It's I'm gonna have you in hysterics when I've got troops up the wall.
I can't wait.
Troops isn't going to enjoy it because Liverpool are going to absolutely hammer them.
I cannot wait to see that.
It's
Troops tries to be like sort of intimidating and like a badass during these like live streams. So it's going to be interesting to see how he interacts with you, knowing that at any moment you can snap his neck. So, all right, take it easy, Paddy. Talk to you soon.
Cool. Thank you very much. See you later, the fellas.
Bye.
Thanks, Paddy.
Ta-da.
Paddy the Baddy, there he is.
Real deal guy. You can just get that vibe from him. Now, what I said is true. He's got to keep winning. We made a futures bet. We overpaid now. And if he wins a couple, I think Dana is super smart. This guy's an electric factory. I don't think he's going to be fighting King Kong anytime soon.
Has Dana reached out to you?
No.
No.
You know what? I'm going to ask him right now. Hey, Dana, what do you think of the baddie?
Yeah, we should get him on the show, too. I want him to kind of put you in your place. You're always sucking boxing's dick. We need to get you more into MMA, UFC.
Did you watch
it was
Wilder,
awesome. It was awesome, yes.
Fury? I don't care what you say. MMA cannot produce, and I was a little careful because we just signed Paddy the Baddy. MMA cannot produce that event ever. There is something special, unique, undeniable to a premier fight, boxing. You know why? Because I feel like, and you get the stand up a little bit with MMA, but there's just something, I don't know, magical, and maybe there's no submission, but when both guys got knocked, I think both guys got saved by the bell, to be totally honest, but that fight, my God, that was
awesome.
I don't want it to sound like Inside the Actors Studio, but because it's so violent, but that was like art. That was as good a fight as you can ever possibly have. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I do think you don't give UFC enough credit, though. There are some legendary fights.
Yeah, there are, but I very good, but they always have to be stand-up, right? Generally for that.
Sure, like if if
is
that's
a version
your
of
style,
boxing.
like that. What was that? McGregor Diaz 3 was most largely stand-up, and that's like one of the most talked about bought fights ever. So,
I mean, that first one of the most important fights in the history. I like UFC. I like combat sports, but what was it? The real fight, the Ultimate Fighter Season 1, Bonner versus the other guy who beat him, that put UFC basically on the map.
Mm-hmm.
It was a stand-up, knockout, unbelievable fight. But yeah, that boxing heavyweight championship of the world, that sports day in general, but that fight was just unbelievable. I truly don't know how Fury got up from that Wilder right that just hit him directly in the head. It just spectacular fight.
I can't believe they didn't call it earlier.
It's one of those fights. It's like fights the only thing almost that you can happen. You gain so much more respect from Wilder, even though he lost. Like the beating he took to keep coming, amazing, just amazing fight.
Yeah, it was awesome. I just feel like every time you tweet, you're like throwing a little shade, and that's why I had to say that.
I like boxing. I'm a boxing guy. I like MMA, but submission is I get it's part of MMA and a big part of it, but you don't always even know what's happening when that happens,
It's fair. It's fair. Did you so does this mean more deals like this are coming?
No.
This
Paddy the Baddy caught me off guard. Like I just saw it. My brain went off. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I reached out, and it seemed like the perfect fit potentially. It's a risk. Credit to like Penn and Erica being like, yeah, we trust you. Go for it. But he's got to win.
Yeah.
Who knows how good he is?
What'd you give him? 2 years, $5 million?
No, not even close.
No. Okay.
No.
7 figures though.
7 figures. 2-year deal, 7 figures. Yep.
Does this also mean that we're like if this works out, like who knows what happens, our UK footprint could increase?
Oh, I think it will because of that. But this was more, it's fighting. I'll have to be creative on how to utilize them because even Penn's like, well, how's it going to benefit the sports book? I'll have to come up with things to manage and do it. But I've never seen a guy like him.
People will be hammering Paddy the Baddy exclusives.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Totally.
And exclusive merch and things like that, and his picks for UFC. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Some work, some don't.
We'll see. I mean, it's just it would make you maybe do more stuff there, right? Like you said, it's going to increase the footprint. What, like, is that? Would you hire his buddies? Could there be a Barstool UK?
I mean, he's never going to do that. He's a fighter.
Yeah, I'm talking like his crew.
Yeah, if we had the right people.
Good. I thought he was great. I'm excited to see November 20th.
I mean, it's going to be so fun watching. Sounds like maybe his next fight's going to be in London, so going to have to cross the pond.
It's going to be awesome. All right, Slice Dave, you're in on it.
Yeah, download Slice. Use the code Dave, $3 off your first app order. Order pizza. If you want to help local pizzerias, they make more money when you use Slice. And if you're a local pizzeria and you want to compete versus the big box stores and the Domino's and people like that, Slice will give you all the tech tools so you know how much dough you need, call service, everything. It's free to you. A lot of these old school pizzerias, they need help with that stuff to compete, technology, maximize profits. Trust me, this is why I signed up. I love the company. I love this guy's story. His family-owned pizzerias. That's why I put my face on it. I'm all about supporting local pizzerias. So Slice, they partner with over 16,000 independent pizzerias, put more money in the pockets of shops than other apps. If you're the owner, again, join Slice. Get the Portnoy promotional pricing. That just means you don't have to pay fees. No fees through the end of the year. You never pay fees yourself. They won't take out any when people order. Slice looks out for the local guys, helps them compete with big pizza, all while rewarding their users. Go download Slice today. Help bring the app to #1 in the food drink category. Use the promo code DAVE for $3 off your first app order.
Hot off the presses here, Mark Burns, a reporter, said MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred on Barstool Sports reported interest in broadcasting games. Barstool called. We had a conversation. Not much more to say about that.
Okay. That's weird. Why are they bringing that up?
It's a Sports Business Journal conference, but I don't know why he said it.
MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred on Barstool Sports reported interest in broadcasting games. Barstool called. We had a conversation. Not much more to say about that. Okay. I guess. It's not inaccurate.
Do you have more to say about that?
No, I just put that back up. MLB Commissioner Ron Fairn on Barstool Sports reported interest in broadcasting games. Barstool called. We had a conversation.
You do these fucking things, and I'm just lost every time.
Barstool called. We take out the A. Barstool called. We had conversations. Not much more to say about that.
Okay. All right. Now I got this one, Dave. I'm in the loop here. How was Virginia Tech?
We were a little late, plane issues, but great show. I was correct, Notre Dame. I was the right pick. The crowd got a little ornery, even though I love Blacksburg, but they were chanting Michigan sucks at me because I picked Notre Dame. I was right.
So that Blacksburg last week, and then this week you're going to Tennessee, right?
Tennessee, I'm excited for that. Knoxville, yep.
Yeah, that'll be
good.
For
Tennessee Ole Miss.
What do you think about Koepka versus Bryson set for November?
That's garbage. I thought we talked about this last week. Koepka's a fucking cunt.
Whoa.
C word. Do we have to bleep that out? Can I say that?
Well.
He's an ass. What the fuck? I'm not so much mad or upset that he's doing this thing, the match with Bryson. Fine, whatever. But how do you not tell me? This is his thing. I was wasting my time playing golf, getting ready for this. He got hurt. Fine. He texted me. He's like, sorry about that. We'll reschedule it for sure. I'll let you know when. He does, and then he does this other thing. How do you not at least be like, sorry, this came up. I got to do it. I got to cash this check. Fine. But just to ghost and not say anything? What a fucking piece of shit. And, by the way, they don't even hate each other anymore. They made up kissy face at the Ryder Cup, and now are like BFFs. Garbage. Fuck him.
Wow. You're mad.
You wouldn't be?
Well, yeah, you exhausted time into practicing golf.
And then he go, fine, just give me a heads up. Be like, hey, I'm doing that. That's all I ask. It's common courtesy, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Brooks, but I don't think he would do that deliberately. He seems like a cool guy.
How do you not do it? He texted me when he got hurt.
Wow.
Being like, we're going to reschedule it. Piece of shit move.
So would you reschedule it? Like, is this
No,
like
he's dead to me.
Wow, he's dead to you.
Dead to me.
You're not gonna. This is not a
No.
playful thing here.
No. Does it seem playful? Am I ever like putting on acts or airs? No, dead to me.
Holy shit.
Yep.
I didn't expect this reaction from you.
Why? What do you think? I'm out there fucking in the Hamptons, like running around the golf courses for my health? I don't play golf. I don't want to fucking be doing that.
Damn.
We had everything set up. We had live streams. We had people. We had a lot of shit set up. Again, fine, you got hurt, but not to give a courtesy. Advertisers, sponsors, charity. Like, what the fuck? Just be like, sorry, I'm doing this one. Like, what the fuck?
So you haven't heard from him the day he got hurt or the day after?
No, he got hurt and he reached out. He was like, man, that sucks. I'm so sorry to like let you down like this. I don't want to let down, but so sorry. Like, I'll figure it out and get you a new date and we'll figure it out. That was the last I heard of him. That was right after he got injured, before like we had to cancel it.
And then it's been a few weeks, right? Or a
Yeah,
month,
and then
probably?
the Ryder Cup, and then they announced this thing after those two become like best friends. All I'm saying is, when there's been a lot of effort, energy put out on our end to do this thing, which you came up with basically, how do you not be like, sorry, I got to do this other one first to cash this check? We can do it like, just a heads up. That's just fucking rude. You don't think that's rude?
No, I get your point. I just didn't know.
He's doing the exact thing that he was supposed to do with me and didn't give it. And he pulled out with that thing. He didn't give a heads up. Like, hey, I get it. It's a way bigger, theoretically, to do like DeChambeau, even though they're friends now, so the allure's gone. But all I'm saying is you have to, if you have any decency as a human being, you let me know or somebody know. He did not. Scumbag.
So are you a DeChambeau guy now?
No, not really.
No.
Do you think it was planned like while we were planning ours?
No, I know they had talked about it because I've talked to DeChambeau's guy and things like that, and they always have this concept, which makes sense. I think they needed those two to make up and be friends before they could do it. They weren't going to do it when they actually hated each other, but I don't care about that. I could care less that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Just it's common decency on the amount of effort and work that went on our end to set this thing up, to not even be like, sorry, we're doing this, we'll get back to you or something.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what he says. Are you? Could we have him on? Are you interested in that? Doing it here or what?
If he wants to come on and be, and I'm fine with that.
We did ask him like a couple weeks ago to come on to reschedule, and he just didn't respond. So
Scumbag.
That was, to be fair, that was the day after he got hurt, though. But regardless,
That's all different.
What's up with you reviewing Totino's pizza rolls last week?
I had to give it a fair review, Eddie. I got paid to do that last time. There were only 10s. It was weighing on me, and I had to do it.
Okay, and you squeezed your one bite in there as well.
What do you mean squeeze it in? I had to show that I'm unbiased.
Oh, okay. So you were resetting the level there.
Correct.
Okay. What's the one bite update?
212,000 we've sold.
Wow.
It's a lot. They're
And
moving. I thank you to everybody who's purchased them. I canceled all the online orders. You can't order them online anymore because we weren't packing them correctly in ice. Refunded everybody. I believe by October 15th, every single Walmart in the country should have them ready to go. I got to double check that. That's what I was told. Sometimes I can't tell if the goal lines move, and they just mean they'll be in stores, but maybe not totally on the shelf. But I think by the 15th, they should all be in there.
Be flying. That's good then. That's a good update.
I mean, it's crazy. 212,000? That's crazy.
It's a shit ton of pizza.
Shit ton of pizza.
I heard something you were, or I saw in the live stream, you were mad at the sportsbook account?
Oh, yeah. They had a couple, they had one post that I really hated, which was like Iowa shouldn't have rushed the field after beating Penn State. I totally fucking disagree with that. Like, why are we doing opinions like that and dumb opinions like that? And then I think Kareem said that Wilder beat Fury, also moron.
Wait, that was Jack, not me.
Jack, sorry. Yeah, that's not a good post.
Oh, McCarthy did this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He didn't. He lost, Wilder.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is after he got knocked down, right? I would assume
What
he
it-
thought he won after Fury got
I don't
knocked
know.
down.
He had some excuse I didn't understand. He's like, he was watching on a stream. The stream cut out, or I didn't really understand it. I don't know how you fucked that up.
The Logan Paul bet was great.
Jack Mack, I don't know if he's like said he didn't buy it. Like, buy the fucking fight. What are we talking about? You're watching on like a hack stream. Buy the fucking fight and expense it. What are we talking about? I don't know. You know what it is? The number one guy is out. So Gaz is. Paul writes like a weekly recap of how many like followers we got on Instagram and TikTok, and I think that's like his way of tricking people to think he's on top of shit. But it's like, who cares? He's in retirement mode.
He's in what?
Retirement mode.
Where is he at right now? Is he on the stream?
Boston, I think.
No, he flew to LA today to do Super Bowl prep.
Got it.
Oh, nice. You won $155K too on the Bills.
Yeah. I wanted to put $100,000 on the Bills to win the Super Bowl at 8-1 and $100 on that game. I think Buffalo is so good. I think Kansas City is not very good. That's one of those bets where it's like you nut a tee shot. You're like, oh, this game's easy. Like everything that happened in that game happened. I was dumb. I was waiting till Sunday to put that bet in because I wanted to keep my balance for Saturday so I could bet. And you can't do NFL futures on Sunday. Dumb by me. Like, I'm like, I can just bet it before the game, but they take them all down because injuries, whatever, can affect all the teams. So I didn't get the Super Bowl in. I did get that bet in just to beat the Chiefs, and now they're 6-1. So they went down from 8-1 to 6-1. So I don't know if I'm going to still do it because, like, how much lower I think they're the first or second choice, but, like, how much lower can Super Bowl odds go at this point? They can't go much lower.
Yeah, rightfully so. I mean, the Chiefs.
Well, I don't think Kansas City's a joke.
I don't like to overreact because the league that's how it is. It's a week-to-week league, and then what happens now necessarily isn't what's going to happen later. But
them and the Bucks, the Bills and the Bucks.
Their defense.
I mean, when I say Kansas City's a joke, are they going to be a playoff team? Yeah. Can they make a run? Yeah. But people anointed them a dynasty if they won one Super Bowl, and they are not a dynasty. They're not even close.
Yeah, and it's weird watching them too because you sit there and you're like, oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes is like, here he comes. It's going to change.
Yeah,
it just never happened.
And it hasn't happened for a while. If you're watching their games, their record versus the spread is a disaster. And Josh Allen still probably doesn't get the credit and respect he deserves, and he's getting a lot of credit and respect. He may be the favorite, I think, to win the MVP, but people don't mention him. I feel like top him out like best quarterbacks in the league. I don't feel like he's the first couple that comes out of people's mouths, and he should be.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And their team is solid, deep. I don't think anybody can go into Buffalo and win in the playoffs, the weather, everything. So, yeah, I love Buffalo before that game. I love them even more, but 6-1 is a big difference.
Yeah, he's awesome. Let's talk about Trifecta Nutrition, and we'll do some inside Barstool.
Okay. Get 40% off meal prep with code Dave with Trifecta Nutrition. I know you are already eating my one-bite frozen pizzas. That's true. But Trifecta is here to keep your healthy eating on track in between pizza nights. Trifecta has organic, fully cooked food that's delivered straight to your door. The best meal prep on earth. All of Trifecta's meal plans are created by chefs, certified dietitians to help get in the best shape of their lives. Trifecta makes eating healthy not suck. All of Trifecta's meals are backed by nutrition science. Tastes great. Eat one bite pizza. Balance it out with Trifecta. I like that. You don't have to suffer to eat healthy. Convenient, save time rather than having to spend hours meal prepping every week. Science-backed nutrition. All of Trifecta's meals follow scientific nutritional principles. Food quality is their priority. Fresher food, farm-to-fork supply chain, never frozen, organic produce. It is a good idea they have because you can, as much as I think everybody should eat my one-bite frozen pizza morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe mix in a nice meal every once in a while. So shop meal plans, get 40% off with code Dave at trifectanutrition.com and they're almost as fast to cook as the frozen pizza. So that is a huge benefit. Trifecta, use the code Dave, get 40% off.
Boom. All right, inside Barstool. To me, the story of the week was the pandemonium for Trent at the Chicks in the Office live show.
Crazy. Hilarious. Hilarious.
It was awesome.
I mean, hilarious. I don't know what else to say. It was very, very funny. I like watched it. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Did they know that was going to happen?
To what I understand, because they did 2 shows in Boston, the first show he might have been a surprise, and obviously the next day people knew he was coming. So they were throwing. He had bras thrown on him, Dave.
Yeah, everything. It was like crazy. Sex symbol Trent wearing the same outfit that he's worn basically since he's been here. Getting the ladies going. Yeah, quite the scene.
It was
a Trent Bachelor show. Remember, I tried to do the Hank the Bachelor with Hank.
Yeah.
Bachelor with Trent would be very funny.
Could we get that in the works, you think?
Maybe now. We didn't have like the giddy up, the wherewithal to pull together, but you know what? We may now. I'm gonna see what Trent would say to it, whether he'd want to do it, and I bet we could get that sponsored. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I'm gonna throw it out into the idea pile.
Write it down. I mean, just the guy had bras.
Seems like it would be an easily sponsorable thing.
I don't know who wouldn't want to watch that. Like company wide, Stoolie wide, like that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hopefully he would be down.
I'm putting on my to-do list.
What else is on your to-do list?
Right there, it's just Trent Bachelor.
Okay. And then you just add it on as the day goes on?
Yeah, I have a big list of like my to-dos are paying attention to every sport and gambling, sweatshirt games, and shit like that I spend a lot of time with now.
Gotcha. And you're a pocketbook guy or a notes on the phone guy or what?
I'm a Larry David book guy.
Okay. Book guy.
Yep. Little like notes to myself book.
Okay. And you like how often will you use one? Is that like
a lot every day, multiple times a day.
And it gets full in like a month, or how often
it gets
do they
full,
get
but I lose books. I misplace books. I have multiple books going at a time, which is always confusing. But yeah, I use it a lot. I don't like writing things on my phone. I like writing on paper, so I have these mini Larry David books.
All right. There you go. What if someone got one? Would they get a hold of your brain? Are you worried about that?
Yeah, no, they could probably like control me like a robot.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of information in there. Now, the only caveat is I have very messy writing, and sometimes even I can't read my own writing, so that works in my favor.
Yeah, you're not great at spelling either.
True.
Yeah. Do you use
spelling and
space?
memorization, the 2 lowest forms of human intelligence?
What is?
Spelling and memorization.
Do you do like on Twitter? Do you do like 3 spaces and like a period and shit like that?
No, I just write down. It's like list form.
Cursive printing?
Cursive, no. Printing.
Printing, okay. Tico, Texas, full time.
Yeah. Is she? When's she here? I don't know. She is full time. I don't know when she's here. I got to tell her, so far all I've noticed that she's done is take pictures with people. She hugged me and didn't let go. I was like, you got to let go, Tico. Got to let go. I'm trying to introduce her, and I don't know whether it happened, to jet ski. See if they could do something, because they both like rap and shit like that. But Tico, yeah, she we'll see. Listen, she's begging. She wants an opportunity. I do think she's wildly unique and creative and interesting. So we'll see what she does. I'm going to treat her like everybody else. Like Tico's got to motivate herself, come up with content on herself, and it's got to be beyond just taking pictures of people at the office.
So is
she
the
does
Tico
have a squad
10 happening?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. That's what she said she wanted to do, the Tico 10.
Yeah. What do you say, Kareem?
She has a squad. Like she comes in with like 5 or 6
Yeah.
people that help her out with stuff.
Yep.
Maybe she'll revitalize that podcast, Smoke Breaks, 808s and Smoke Breaks with Big Evan, but jet ski. That'd be good.
Again, she's totally different. She's definitely a weird brain. And when I actually think she doesn't get credit for being like, as she's intelligent and interesting. We'll see.
Is this a
like
long-term
she's self-aware?
deal?
She's more self-aware than I think people give her credit for. Yet at the same time, the craziest person I ever met.
Is it a long-term deal or a
1 year deal?
Prove it deal.
1 year deal.
Gotcha. And she is moving to New York, just to make sure.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's here.
Tico, Texas. What a road.
It's
What
taking
road.
a shot. I've known her forever. She's asked forever. She came in the podcast. She took it very seriously. She earned a shot.
Good for Tico. Yeah, everything she posts is like, how she was waiting for an opportunity. So I hope she.
So here
I
it
hope
is.
happens. Yeah, that's awesome. Rico blocked Mike Reavy.
Who? Oh.
Barstool fan.
Yeah. I mean, I forget the exact exchange, but Rico being Rico.
Sent him a DM too.
Yeah, fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
We don't treat our customers like that, our clients like that.
I saw Pick'em last week. Does it seem like we're closer to a resolution here on Rico coming in the full time?
Potentially. I have no idea how much Rico. I don't know how much money Rico thinks he gets here full time. If we're on the same page, absolutely.
Are you still like mad at him? You seemed actually genuinely mad last week.
I was mad at him before. And that whether this is high level intelligence, being like, well, I'm ready to come. I was mad at him before because he was doing nothing. And he doesn't tell me why he's doing nothing. He just does nothing.
But he showed up to the stream in a garbage bag before a wedding. That's showing some heart.
Well, yeah, because I think he knew he had pushed his game. His chips were all on the table, and he had nothing left. And he had bupkis in his hand.
Kelly Keegs had a wine bottle stolen off her desk.
Tommy, right? It was like somebody who was friends with Keegs thought it was. I asked Tommy about it. He downplayed it. People are telling me it was. He then got Keegs replacements, and it sounds like all's well that ends well. But she was pissed when it happened. I don't know. People just go around take shit off people's desks. Seems insane. But when I got to the bottom of it, it did seem like kind of an honest mistake.
Have you ever gotten shit stolen off your desk there?
I don't think so.
No. How often does that happen,
that
Kareem?
rash when the cleaning people are stealing shit. I may have lost a computer than that, but that's different.
How many computers have you had from your time?
Oh, a million. A million. I put beatdowns on them.
Because you would just go buy a brand new HP everywhere you go, right?
I don't use it as much, but back in the blogging era when you're saving everything videos, I put an absolute beatdown on those computers.
Yeah, when was the last time you used a computer now? Do you still use it often?
No, there's one at my desk. Yeah, at desk and office at home. There's yes, all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I assume. I mean, you got to use them for this, so that makes sense. What about Jersey Jerry and Marty? They pranked Nadeau. What'd you think of that? They had him do Scarface quotes and shit.
It was funny, very funny. Nadeau handled it well, though, as well as you can handle it. He played off. He didn't seem overly embarrassed. But yeah, creative, funny. I liked it.
It feels
Fight
like
game.
good built-up for the fight, huh?
Yeah, fight game, 100%.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Kareem, is it a big problem there? Are a lot of people stealing shit off people's desks?
No, it's mainly chargers. I don't think people take wine bottles. That was kind of weird, but yeah, no, not really.
Gotcha.
Why? Is there an instance that you're thinking of?
No, I'm just obviously I'm not there, but I remember Gaz saying something about a charger, Chuck saying something about a charger, so I just didn't know how frequent it is.
It's a bit bad charger situation. If you leave your charger on your desk, someone will take it and just not bring it back. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
Or one of those hubs that you plug into the MacBook too. It's mainly electronics.
Gotcha. And then my last thing here, Dave, is we new hire Jordan Woodruff.
TikTok.
Oh, the girl who won the contest?
Yeah, the TikTok.
Yeah. Yep. She won the contest.
Oh, what was that?
It was who could create the most notoriety combo with her TikTok account. So it was we ran it, I believe, on BFF/TikTok. So she won the contest. So she had to prove herself to get the job. It's almost like a weird version of Barstool Idol.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations to Jordan.
Yep.
All right, Dave, that's all I have. You got anything else?
No, I do not.
No?
No.
All right. I hope you have a good week, Dave.
All right. You too, Eddie.
Thank you. All right, that's it, everybody. We'll see you next week.